1 out of 5 people, 250 million people. You might be wondering, what are these numbers? Well, according to the Kementerian Kesehatan Republik Indonesia, also known as Kemenkes, these numbers are the number of people who have or will struggle with their mental health in their lifetime. 1 out of 5. 250 million people. Think about it. Look around you. This means that every 5th person sitting in this room right now has or will struggle with their mental health. My name's Atika, and I'm going to be talking about the green ribbon to succeed. The green ribbon is an international symbol used as a way that you can show people that you are a safe person and that you care about other people's mental health. Today, I'll be talking about how we can evolve ourselves to improve our mental health to thrive in the future. When I mention the word mental health, what does this mean to you? Well, according to the USA agency, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So, when a person struggles with their mental health, their mood, thinking, and behaviors are affected by one or some mental health diseases. Even though mental health issues are evident in 1 out of 5 people, there's still such an enormous stigma, and it isn't being talked about enough. Mental health is so important for individuals and community. The first reason is because it's important in relationships, such as families. If both partners in the relationship have a good mental health, they'll be able to communicate effectively. So, when there's a conflict or a problem, both partners are able to find a compromise together. According to the CDC, the mental health of children is directly correlated to their mental health of their parents. This is because their parents are the key support for their children to have a successful, healthy, and independent life. The second reason why mental health is so important is because it affects our physical health. Because a healthy mind is an important part of a healthy body. Experiencing poor mental health might increase the chance of experiencing chronic diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and even cancer. It is evident that people that struggle with their mental health have decreased levels of energy. Because of this, decreased energy levels might impact healthy behaviors and habits that can in turn affect their quality of life. According to NAMI California, an organization that advocates for people that suffer from mental health, people that have poor mental health are more likely to commit crimes, more likely to commit suicide, and more likely to experience abuse or neglect. Personally, my performance as a student has been affected by my mental health. When we suffer from mental health issues, our performance suffers. Continued episodes of mental health struggles can lead to contracted periods of depression. Mental health issues can impact our energy levels, our concentration levels, our dependability, mental ability, optimism, and general performance. So, what are the factors that increase the risk of having a poor mental health? They are having a history of mental illnesses in the family, stressful life situations, experience a traumatic experience, had previously experienced a mental illness, have brain damage, a past history of abuse or neglect, and not having a good support system. So, now you might be thinking, now I know why mental health is so important. But how do I know when my mental health is declining? Well, the symptoms are sleep or appetite changes, mood changes, problems thinking, drop in performance, increased sensitivity, changes in behavior, nervousness, and feeling disconnected from self or others. Now, my story. The life of a student isn't easy, particularly if you want to do well. It is not uncommon for students' mental health to be affected, most likely because of anxiety and stress. To all the students listening to my talk right now, I'm sure you can list the factors that have impacted your mental health, just how it impacts mine. The number of tasks you have to do, the number of exams you'll have to take, or even the recent drama in school. Sometimes I can deal with these pressures. I can just get it along with and get it done. But sometimes the stress and anxiety becomes overwhelming and overpowering, and the impacts are physical. I've developed fevers, my sleep is restless, I've experienced a sudden onset of nausea, I've experienced shortness of breath, but the most debilitating one of all are my panic attacks. Have any of you reacted the same way to anxiety or stress? Although schools have various programs to help improve or maintain students' mental health, such as counseling with a school counselor or social emotional learning lessons, some students are still struggling. Due to the stigma around mental health, some students are hesitant to ask for help. Sometimes, when you tell people that you're feeling anxious or you've not been doing well mentally, they'll say to just toughen up or stop being so sensitive. Yeah, real helpful. So, because of the stigma and also the overall attitude towards people who struggle with their mental health, students try to improve their mental health with coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms are changes in behavior that might help release tension or stress in stressful situations. There are two types of coping mechanisms: healthy and unhealthy. The difference between these two coping mechanisms is that healthy coping mechanisms might not feel good in the moment, but will contribute to a long-lasting positive impact. However, unhealthy coping mechanisms might feel good in the moment, but will have long-term negative impacts. Some examples of healthy coping mechanisms are journaling, doing yoga, doing a hobby that you enjoy, or even asking for help. However, some examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms are self-destructive habits, substance abuse, isolation, sleeping insufficiently or too much, or even overeating or undereating. So, how can we improve our mental health? Well, I believe is the A to E of mental well-being. 5 steps according to the National Health Service to help maintain and improve our mental health. A is for attaining a new skill. B is for be in the present. C is for connect with others. D is for do nice things for others. And E is for exercise. By implementing the A to E of mental well-being, we'll have a more positive outlook in life, be more open to try new or difficult things, have a better relationship with friends and family, and be able to cope with stress healthfully. We all deserve to be happy. Remember that life isn't all about surviving, but it's about thriving. Despite my struggles with my mental health, I'm still always trying to evolve myself so that I can improve and thrive in the future. You can also do the same and thrive in the future as well. Even though you might feel like you're the only one struggling, you aren't. You are not alone. You are not alone. Thank you.